Ever wish you could feel just a bit sharper or more energetic? Imagine waking up every day with a clear mind, ready to tackle any challenge that comes your way. That's the promise of biohacking, a movement about making small intentional tweaks to your habits to upgrade your mind and body. It's about taking control of your own biology to achieve peak performance. It's a do-it-yourself approach to wellness, now going mainstream as millions chase better sleep, focus, and resilience. People from all walks of life are embracing this trend, from tech enthusiasts to health-conscious individuals, from tracking sleep with wearables to experimenting with diets or meditation. Biohackers are constantly seeking new ways to optimize their health. The tools and techniques are as varied as the people who use them. Biohackers use data to take the guesswork out of health. By analyzing metrics like sleep patterns, heart rate, and nutritional intake, they can make informed decisions about their well-being. The appeal is obvious. What if a few simple changes could unlock more energy or a stronger immune system? Imagine the possibilities if you could enhance your cognitive function or physical endurance with minimal effort. But with hype comes confusion. Some strategies are backed by science, others by anecdotes. It's easy to get lost in the sea of information and conflicting advice. That's why self-experimentation matters. By tracking your own results, you can cut through the noise and find what works for you. Personal data becomes your guide, helping you navigate the complexities of biohacking. I decided to put this to the test, starting with one of the most talked about biohacks out there. Let's dive in. Join me on this journey as we explore the fascinating world of biohacking and discover how small changes can lead to big improvements. With so many biohacks out there, why did I pick cold exposure? Simple, it's accessible, low cost, and the benefits are widely discussed. You don't need fancy gear, just a shower and the guts to turn it cold. Advocates like Wim Hof claim cold showers can boost mood, energy, and even your immune system. Some research, though early, suggests cold water can lift your mood and help your brain function better. I wanted to see if a daily cold shower could improve my morning energy and resilience to stress, especially as measured by my heart rate variability, or HRV. So I committed to 5 days of cold exposure, enough to see if anything changed in my data or how I felt. Would a few minutes of discomfort each morning really make a difference? Time to find out. The experiment was on. For this experiment, I needed a clear routine. 5 days, ending each warm morning shower with 2 minutes of cold. I skipped the ice bath. Cold showers are more realistic for most people. 2 minutes is long enough to trigger a response, but not overwhelming for a beginner. I tracked my sleep, resting heart rate, and HRV with my Oura ring, plus daily ratings for mood, energy, and focus. This mix of hard data and self-reports would give me a full picture of any changes. My baseline HRV at 45 ms, sleep score around 82, mood and energy at 7 out of 10. I was nervous, but curiosity won out. The stage was set, and day 1 was about to begin. Let's see what happened. Day 1 was rough. The cold hit like a wall, sharp, shocking, and hard to breathe through. I remember standing there, water pouring over me, my mind racing and my body tensing up. Every instinct screamed to jump out, but I forced myself to stay. The sensation was overwhelming, almost like my skin was on fire from the inside out. My breath came in short, panicked bursts, and I had to remind myself to slow down and just get through the next few seconds. It was a true test of willpower, and I honestly questioned if I could keep this up for the rest of the week. But after 2 minutes, something incredible happened. I felt a rush of energy and alertness that coffee can't match. My senses sharpened, and it was as if a fog had lifted from my mind. My heart was pounding, but I felt alive in a way I hadn't in a long time. The cold had jolted me awake, not just physically but mentally too. I stepped out of the shower feeling like I could take on anything the day threw at me. My mood shot up, but my HRV dipped and sleep score dropped. My body saw this as a big stressor. The data didn't lie, my nervous system was on high alert, and my sleep that night was restless. I woke up feeling a bit groggy, and I could tell my body was still processing the shock. It was a reminder that even positive stress is still stress, and adaptation takes time. Day 2, I was more prepared. I knew what to expect, and I approached the shower with a sense of determination. I wrapped my towel around myself, took a deep breath, and mentally braced for the cold. This time, I was ready to face the discomfort head-on. The shock was still there, but I managed my breathing and felt more in control. I focused on slow, deep breaths, letting the cold wash over me instead of fighting it. With each inhale and exhale, I felt my body relax just a little bit more. The panic faded, replaced by a sense of calm determination. I realized that the key wasn't to resist the cold, but to accept it and breathe through it. The post-shower energy and focus were real, and my productivity improved. I sat down to work and found myself powering through tasks with a clear mind and steady motivation. The usual morning sluggishness was gone, replaced by a sense of drive and purpose. It was as if the cold had flipped a switch inside me, turning on a new level of energy. My HRV bounced back above baseline and sleep improved. My body was already adapting. The numbers on my fitness tracker told a different story than the day before. I slept more deeply and my body seemed to recover faster. It was encouraging to see that my system was learning to handle the stress and come back stronger. The afterglow of each shower lasted for hours, making the discomfort worth it. I felt lighter, more positive, and strangely proud of myself. The sense of accomplishment lingered, and I found myself looking forward to the next day's challenge even if I still dreaded the initial shock. By day 3, the routine felt less daunting and more like a powerful way to start the day. The anticipation was still there, but it was mixed with excitement instead of fear. I noticed I was moving through my morning with more confidence, and the cold shower became a ritual that set the tone for everything that followed. My mood and focus stayed high and I needed less caffeine. I actually skipped my usual morning coffee and didn't miss it. The natural energy boost from the cold was enough to carry me through breakfast and into the rest of my day. It was a revelation. I was relying less on external stimulants and more on my own resilience. HRV and sleep scores kept improving, showing my body was getting stronger at handling the stress. Each day the data reflected my progress. My sleep became more restful and my recovery metrics climbed. It was proof that my body was not just coping but actually benefiting from the challenge. On day 4, I pushed to 2.5 minutes. It was a mental battle, but I was determined to see how far I could go. I watched the seconds tick by, focusing on my breath and reminding myself how far I'd come in just a few days. The challenge was real, but so was the sense of accomplishment. Stepping out of the shower, I felt a surge of pride. I had pushed past my limits and come out stronger on the other side. It was a small victory, but it meant a lot. My HRV hit a new high and sleep stayed strong. The consistency in my recovery and rest was a clear sign that my body was adapting, not just surviving but thriving under the new routine. The combination of feeling great and seeing the data improve was a huge motivator. It wasn't just about enduring the cold anymore, it was about seeing tangible results, both in how I felt and in the numbers on my tracker. That feedback loop kept me motivated to keep going. I was no longer just surviving the cold, I was thriving. Each day I felt more resilient, more energized, and more in tune with my body's ability to adapt. The shock of the cold had become a catalyst for growth, and the afterglow was proof that sometimes the hardest challenges bring the greatest rewards. By day 3, the dread was gone, routine and resolve took over. The cold became almost meditative. I focused on my breath and accepted the sensation. Each day my mood and alertness soared, and I found myself calmer and more focused at work. The cold shower made other daily stresses seem minor. My HRV climbed steadily, and sleep scores stayed high, clear signs of growing resilience. On day 4, I extended the cold to 2.5 minutes, pushing my limits. The extra challenge brought an even bigger energy boost. My data confirmed it. HRV and sleep hit new highs. I was no longer just enduring the cold. My body was adapting and thriving. The positive feedback loop kept me motivated. On the final day, I approached the cold with a newfound sense of confidence and anticipation. The initial shock of the icy water, which once felt overwhelming, now felt almost familiar. A challenge I was ready to meet head-on. I could sense how much I'd grown since the first plunge, both physically and mentally. 2.5 minutes later, I emerged from the cold feeling fantastic. My body tingled with energy, my mind was clear, and I felt a deep sense of accomplishment. It was more than just surviving the cold, it was about thriving in it, and realizing how much I was capable of. The data I collected throughout the experiment told a compelling story. My heart rate variability, a key marker of recovery and resilience, climbed from 45 to 52 milliseconds. My sleep score peaked at 86, showing that my nights were more restful and restorative. Even more impressive, my mood and energy levels stayed consistently high day after day. The trend was unmistakable. After an initial dip in the first couple of days, my body adapted to the stress of the cold and actually overcompensated. This led to better recovery, improved resilience, and a stronger sense of well-being overall. The numbers reflected what I was feeling inside, but the biggest transformation was mental. Starting each day by willingly stepping into discomfort rewired my mindset. I began to see challenges as opportunities, and each morning's cold plunge became a ritual that built real, lasting confidence. It was a daily reminder that I could handle whatever came my way. The numbers backed it up. My nervous system was handling stress better, and I felt more balanced throughout the day. I noticed I was less reactive, more focused, and generally more at ease, even when life threw curveballs my way. Here's the summary. Heart rate variability up, sleep quality up, mood and energy up. Every metric I tracked showed improvement, and the positive changes were undeniable. The experiment delivered more than I expected in just 5 days. I not only saw measurable improvements in my health data, but I also felt a renewed sense of motivation and self-belief. The process was challenging, but the rewards were absolutely worth it. Facing discomfort first thing in the morning set a positive tone for the entire day. It gave me a sense of momentum and accomplishment that carried over into everything else I did, from work, to relationships, to personal goals. The data validated what I felt. This simple practice made a real, tangible difference in my life. It was empowering to see the numbers align with my experience, confirming that small, consistent actions can lead to big results. Cold exposure had become a powerful tool in my wellness toolkit, one that I'll keep using to build resilience, boost my mood, and start each day with purpose and strength. My results were great, but what does science say? Research on cold exposure is still young, but there's solid evidence for mood and alertness benefits. Cold water triggers a surge of norepinephrine, a hormone that boosts focus and mood. That's likely why I felt such a rush after each shower. Regular cold exposure also acts as a hormetic stressor. Like exercise, it makes your body more resilient over time. My rising HRV fits this pattern: initial stress, then adaptation and improvement. But beware the hype. Claims about fat loss or huge immune boosts are often exaggerated. The real, proven benefits are mostly about your brain and nervous system. So, was it worth it? Absolutely. The energy, focus, and resilience I gained, backed by real data, made the discomfort worthwhile. The biggest win was psychological. Doing something hard first thing built discipline and set a positive tone for my day. Cold showers are free, quick, and surprisingly effective. I'm making them a regular part of my routine. But remember, biohacking isn't one size fits all. What worked for me might not work for everyone. If you have health conditions, especially heart issues, check with your doctor first. And don't forget the basics. Good food, sleep, movement, and stress management matter most. Think of cold exposure as a bonus, not a replacement for healthy habits. This 5-day cold shower experiment showed me how small, intentional changes can make a real difference. Tracking my data turned a challenge into a personal science project, and the results were clear. If you're curious, start small. Try 30 seconds of cold at the end of your shower and see how you feel. Listen to your body, and build up gradually, if it works for you. There's a whole world of biohacking to explore, and the tools are more accessible than ever. What about you? Have you tried cold showers or other biohacks? Share your experiences in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more science-backed health experiments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next experiment. This is gonna blow your mind. Want to be part of the fun? Smash that like button. Hit subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Drop a comment below. We love hearing from you. Don't miss out on exclusive content and all the good vibes. Join us now.